Hey everybody, today we're going to be looking at Titus and we're going to be giving him all of the basic commands. We're going to be giving a rundown of all the things we'll be teaching in the upcoming weeks, such as sit, down, leave it. When we look at these things, it's important to know that puppies, they're super ADHD at this point in life. Make sure that when you're working with a puppy, you have patience. If you lose patience or you get upset, walk away, reset, and then try it again in 30 minutes. Without further ado, let's get into some training. All right, we're here with Titus. Titus is a 15-week-old pure Alaskan Malamute. He is already charting out to be up in the hundreds of pounds, and he's quite a special little guy. But he's with me for a board and train. And I don't know if you guys have followed along, but some of you also helped name this little guy. So we did a TikTok and tried to grab a name for him. So he's gotten quite bigger than what he was, and he is ready for some training. He needs some training. All right, so with everything, we're gonna start with a slip leash. When we do the slip leash, we are always gonna make sure that it's high and tight onto the neck. So we're gonna get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start charging the mark. So to charge the mark, all I'm going to do is I'm going to make the clicker noise and I'm gonna give him a treat. I just want him to know that good things happen when he hears that noise. Sit. Yes. 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 He's gonna start pairing this click noise to me giving him the treat. It don't matter if you're training a puppy or a full-grown adult, you wanna make sure that you're always charging the mark. Patience is key with these little guys. Down. Yes. And so naturally they're gonna wanna stand up almost immediately after a down. In order to keep them in a down for a longer period of time, we're gonna actually pay between the legs. So I'm gonna throw a treat in between his legs. Down. Yes. With puppies, make sure they see you throw it between their legs, because what happens a lot of the time is they instantly think that you're not giving them any treats or anything. So make sure that you show that you're throwing it between their legs. Down. Yes. We're gonna do a little bit of leave it work. Set. Leave it. Ah. Ah. Titus. Titus. Get it. Set. Leave it. Titus. Yes. Get it. Leave it. Ah. Titus. Yes. Get it. So what I'm doing is I'm essentially holding back on the leash and popping him with the leash, giving him least pressure and letting him know that what he's doing is not okay. The minute that he stops, the minute that he stops is when I'll let him have it. I also want him to look me in the eyes. Leave it. Titus. Titus. Yes. Get it. What I'm doing with my finger is I'm trying to make sure he gives me eye contact. Eye contact is absolute king when you're training a dog. You want them to know that everything is directly coming through you. They're getting their treats. They're getting their commands, everything directly through you. Titus. Yes, good. Now he's already a pretty thick guy. He has very tough skin. He plays with the big huskies, and so using leash pressure is always determining and depending on the dog. You obviously don't want to take a 5-pound Chihuahua and be using a whole bunch of leash pressure on him. But something like an Alaskan Malamute that's 15 weeks and already weighing, close to 30 pounds is very okay to be using leash pressure. What I'm doing, if you'll notice, a little bit popping pressure, okay? So what I'm doing is tightening up the leash, and thus he knows how to turn it off. Titus. So by the time he's an adult, he'll be an absolute master at making sure that he knows what the leave it command is and how to control it. This applies for wildlife. This applies for anything that you are trying to tell the dog to leave alone. Smaller dogs, he's looking to be somewhere in the 120-pound range. So we'll make sure that we want to teach this young, and we want him to make sure that he knows that all respect comes straight to the human and all of our commands are obeyed, because having a big dog is a big responsibility. This dog is also already showing aggression towards his bowl, towards his food. So we got to work on that. In the leave it game, the eye contact, a lot of that will help, because we don't want a 120, 130 pound dog showing aggression towards someone. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little bell button, whatever the heck that does, and we'll see you in the next video.